Greenland is taking center stage at this year's Arctic Frontiers Conference in Norway. Global leaders are gathering to discuss Arctic security and Donald Trump's threats to Greenland's sovereignty. Several Canadian speakers are on the agenda, including Canada's Governor General, Mary Simon. This year's conference opened with stark warnings that the Arctic has entered uncharted territory. And CBC News is on the ground in Greenland. Our correspondent Chris Brown now joins us live from Nuuk. Chris, not a bad view that you've got behind you there, but of course very serious matters that you're covering during the course of this trip. So what are you hearing from people there in Greenland about, of course, these threats to sovereignty?
Well, Arthi, this is one of the most remarkable backdrops, as you mentioned, you could have. And I'm just going to belabor it for a second. Just have a look around me. This is a colonial harbor in Nuuk. It's low tide. There's icebergs that carve off from the glaciers from the ice sheet about 4 hours by boat up to my right. And at low tide, they sit here, and they're just amazing to look at. The entire scene is incredible. Donald Trump referred to Greenland as just a big piece of ice. And yes, there is obviously a lot of ice, but also a lot of people, a lot of beautiful homes, and solid communities. And these are people we're hearing that are still very rattled by the events of the last month or so, with Donald Trump pushing, coercing both the Greenland government and the Danish government for the U.S. to take control. And so the mood is still it's still very serious. It's still grim, and it still feels the threat very present.
So in terms then of what Greenland's government is saying, how are they feeling about the state of things despite conversations that have been taking place with U.S. officials?
Well, the Prime Minister yesterday, speaking to the Parliament here, made a point of saying very explicitly the crisis is not over. In his opinion, the U.S. still wants to maintain control or get control of Greenland. And we heard similar words at that conference you're referring to in Tromso, Norway, from the Foreign Minister Vivian Motzfeldt. Let's have a listen to her.
What we have been going through have been intense and hectic, and there still are. While we are working hard to address and solve the issues that has put Greenland on the global agenda, it is important to acknowledge and appreciate the support and solidarity with us.
So there is a three-way discussion now happening between the Greenland government, the Danish government, and the American government. But exactly what the parameters are, what the outcome may be, where it's going, is still very unclear. Over and over again, we've heard from both Greenlandic officials and also Danish ones that whatever the outcome, it cannot involve the crossing of so-called red lines. And for both Denmark and Greenland, what they're doing now is basically ensuring that those red lines are very well known, and that includes actually ceding any control, any sovereignty of this beautiful territory to the Americans. And also, I think we're hearing that people who are living here also absolutely have to have a right, a vote of self-determination as part of this as well.
You know, we mentioned, of course, that Canada's Governor General will be traveling there, taking part in discussions about Arctic security and sovereignty. Canada has been very, very vocal on the sovereignty of Greenland. And in fact, Ottawa is also opening a consulate in Nuuk this Friday. So talk to us a little bit more about what all of this signifies on Canada's position.
Well, it's a very big, very deliberate show of Canadiana here in Greenland. It's hard to think that there, from a political level anyway, has ever been this kind of focus on this territory before. You mentioned the Governor General is coming, the Foreign Minister is coming. There's a delegation of Quebec Inuit as well. We've seen a Canadian Coast Guard vessel sailing by us too. So, you know, it's all hands on deck for this. And what we're hearing from the Greenlanders is it's very appreciated. This is the kind of engagement engagement that they want, diplomatic engagement. They want to see countries trying to build bridges politically, but also trying to build bridges between the people, between the cultures as well. And that's why they're saying that this consulate, which Canada is going to share, it's going to actually share a physical space with other European countries. That's why they're seeing this as a very important thing, not more coercion.
Chris, thank you for this, and thank you for taking us to picturesque Greenland. That is the CBC's Chris Brown reporting.